Alright, what's going on, traders? Brandon here. This is going to be my morning watch list for Wednesday the 13th. What we're looking at right here is BABA. Okay, so we got a channel right here that we've been working with after hours here, and has some high of day in live action here that we're looking at. So let me show you what this channel is on the daily. So back in 6-4 here, we had this wick come up on this daily chart, and the exact same thing is happening today in live. So we're going to get the body of the candle trend line drawn through here, and the wick of the candle trend line drawn through here, and that's going to be pretty much mimicking 612 up here. This we're looking at right here. So way back in here from last week. Same kind of channel, but after this big sell-off and breaking down the support, running down, finding support, breaking down this support, this 206.24, kind of running down previously in the week here, kind of finding a base at 200, running back up. Yesterday, finally breaking over this trend line we had at 206.20s, kind of looped up and just had a big runner. Today was a long on BABA from the watch list video that I made yesterday. This was looking like a nice long. Ended up not playing it. Did Tesla and RH, which we'll cover here shortly. But yeah, so this channel that we're in on the daily chart here, corresponding with today's highs, we are pretty much at the top 209.76 area here. And what I'm looking here is a continuation. Like this big spike off the 9 it had and kind of ran a couple days, got super extended. To the 211s areas, came back down, kind of failed the 9, shied support here at the 200 again, and kind of rolled back up. I'd expect this to have another gap up day, but we just got to clear the resistance here at 209.80s. So as we're looking at it, it's already pretty much at the top here. What it does at open tomorrow is mystery, so we're going to check it out pre-market. I'd expect BABA to go over this 209.75 area and continue higher. I don't know if we're going to get a big gap up in the pre-market or not, but by the looks of it right here with these levels charted out, it looks like it is testing this again from pre-6-4 levels. So hopefully this will run up, and if it does, it looks like it has room to about 210. So after that, hopefully 211 and higher. As we look at BABA, long term, we're at all-time highs here, guys. So I mean, there is no resistance that we can really count on for an accurate measure as far as like where this thing's going to end up. So if it does go highs and goes high on high, that's fine. Perfect. But this right now, this looks like a long play. It's looking real strong. Hopefully it doesn't get too extended on the 9. Next we're going to cover is Tesla. Now, Tesla's got a ton of levels charted out here for support and resistance. This was another long play in my book down here after I shorted it. This morning failed the 200, so I grabbed that little short quick scalp there, and then I called it out long for you guys covering the 200 EMA, and then longer I said it was probably going to test highs and run higher today. So which it did late day, which Tesla's a very late day player. That's played out more than once, so that was kind of I was actually going to leave some swing stuff on so I could check in a couple hours as far as doing this, but this was unexpected. She definitely ran a little higher than I think everybody expected. Sold back off and kind of created a perfect double bottom, if you see here. Alright, oh goodness. Holy moly. So right here at this level, 338, and some change, we created a double bottom, kind of picked right back up and put ourselves in the top channel back up in here. And if you look at the daily, our top channel is going to be the trend line from highs, all-time highs on the daily, and then our resistance level right here. So this resistance at 344.70 and some change is going to be coming into play, I think, again tomorrow. You can see it kind of went scooting past that, and then relaxed all the way back down 10 points intraday. Insane. So even more than that, even on 10 points. But after that big sell-off, I'm gonna expect, Tesla, because it's such a big sell-off today, I don't know exactly what it's gonna do after this double bottom. It respected the 200 on the second double bottom here. That's why it was so strong and kind of bounced off that 200. The level you're going to want to watch is this 345. That's going to be a real big level. We're going to see how that plays off in pre-market. And if it goes over 345, we're going to take it long with 345, 346.75 being the profit take target for that short scalp in the morning off these pre and live market highs for yesterday. I see those little bounces opening up there. But I'd hope this to hold this 340 level. I'd really hope it to hold, through pre-market tomorrow morning. Come back through and hopefully get a scalp here. And if this does continue higher, just watch where the 200 EMA is, and that'll be a big watch for us on Tesla. If it does happen to break down through these levels and come back down through the 200 or whatnot, we do have some support in the 330, 398 area, and also keeping an eye on the SPY to see how that's going to correspond. The next one's going to be NVIDIA. This I am swinging currently. Called that out in swing chat here. Ended up paying myself quite early here, but as the last video I made here for pre-market, this was channeling down for days and days and days. Today was going to be the decider. It finally cut up with the channel on the lower, finally cut up with the channel on the upper, and kind of pincered here. It kind of even broke support here, 260.28, kind of came back up, and as you see the channel kind of disregarded all levels of the channel. Kind of NVIDIA just kind of did what it wanted to do. But the reason I wanted to swing it, I think I called it right around here, about 1140s. Must have been earlier than that. Must have been 10s. Yeah, 1030s, right around here. I was going to do a swing till the hold the next day, so got in. I think 261 was the stop on it. I want to say for the call. You could check the swing trade channel, but got it around there. Ended up running up, seen that at the gym, took off a 1.5. I'm like, okay, no big deal. I got 50 shares riding. Crashed back down, gave some back, no big deal. Because we paid ourselves like always, so it bounced at this yesterday's close level and shot right back up. And now we're sitting in a channel for yesterday's resistance. So this is going to be on major watch because we got some shares riding, and if it does do this channel, which it looks like this thing really would like to go higher, in my opinion, here after this break. So it's looking like it's curling up, especially over the 9 here. I'd really like to see this body of the candle continue. So I don't know, NVIDIA is going to be on a big watch there. Let's see what it does. It's respecting the 50 after hours, kind of consolidating in that 262.25 area to 262.63 area. As it gapped up, kind of like that tick in that channel, this is going to be locked in that channel from previous resistance and consolidation of today's live trade. So NVIDIA is going to be on big watch. Hopefully it's going to curl back up. Kind of hold these levels. If it does hold these levels and hold that, we're gonna go long, and hopefully this thing is going to continue upward. But again, you know how the market is. You can see NVIDIA is one of the biggest runners that everybody's been talking about for the last few years. But being at all-time highs, it could do a relax as well. So this is going to be a loose watch. You're just going to have to play the intradays. Mark out your resistance and supports, and play what you see. With this lower high today that it made and gap back up, and it's kind of consolidating under the resistance again, I would expect higher, but we're going to see. RH is the last one I'll go over. And this was, you can see that data gapping here, freaking TD. Unfortunately, had a couple quick trades out the gate here on RH today, and that was shorting pre-market resistance here. From this level right here, shine this level, this 146.50. So we got in short a couple times here and made some good change. Bounced off the 20 or the 200, I mean, after it created a lower high and shorted back down. It did a double bounce on the 200, then shied it and then ran. So we switched biased and longed it up here and scalped it, but then TD Ameritrade just kind of shit the bed. So ended up running 161, absolutely insane. So we drew the trend line of the highs through the secondary lower high up here down to the last high of the day, and then after our support right here at 152.59 area. So we have the support marked out here. We have the highs trend line marked out here. We're going to see how this thing channels for tomorrow, because it is going to be a second day continuation of earnings, and this thing is super extended. I really want to see this thing come down eventually, but hopefully it holds. Maybe it'll top 158.12 area a few more times, like it did here and did here, and it came back down, and kind of maybe respect this trend line and kind of squeeze down and give us a nice break short at the open. So RH is definitely going to be on the watch yet again. So Taking a quick peek at the SPY. Besides those quick stocks here, SPY had that huge sell-off late day and then gapped up crazy after hours. This thing has had very sporadic movement. I did not expect it to go even as high as it did. I was hoping it was going to roll over after this 274.13 area and bring us back to a little bit more bearish, but she keeps running. She keeps running. So I don't know exactly where this thing's going to end. It's going to have some resistance coming up here before the sell-off. It hasn't hit it yet, but you're just gonna really want to watch that level on the daily chart, about 280.40 and some change. If it gets there or not, we don't know, but it was looking a little heavy today. It gapped up after hours, so it could have a continuation. It's not too extended from the 9. If it does gap up, it's going to gap up super strong over 280.40's level and just go crazy up to the 283, run a couple points, and then continue. If not, should chop around this level for a little bit, so it might make trading a little difficult coming up here soon. So we're going to have to see how it reacts. But as far as trending this down a little bit, we can draw a trend line, from highs and then to previous days in play days. So what we're gonna cross through these intradays. Wicks. Bring it to the 5-minute. You can see how that kind of corresponds to the last 2 days, and we're just going to kind of watch that level on the trend line and see how it reacts there. And since it gapped up over that after hours, we're going to see how it does pre-market. Because the SPY is just pretty insane. It doesn't have, because being an ETF, it doesn't really have the cordial moving response that some of the other bigger tech stocks do. So well, that's what I got for you today, and I will see you boys and girls in the morning. All right, thanks.